Are you interested in buying a home? If you're thinking about upsizing, downsizing, or maybe you're a first-time home buyer, we can help you out with all the information you need to get a new home.
Now we have Conrad J, Klinkhammer, a real estate agent at Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices Premier Properties, here to tell us 3 simple ways to purchase a home. So thank you for being here with us.
Thanks for having me.
And I want to start with the #1 question: who can even afford to buy a home?
It seems like that now.
You know, home prices have been on the rise since 2009, but with all the financing options out there, you'd really be surprised how much and who can afford a home.
I like that.
So it's anyone can do it. So kind of where do you start, I guess?
Yeah, so there's basically 3 ways to buy a home. You can either do it with cash, a private loan, or a government loan. Now, cash might seem like a daunting task for some people, but for example, if you're downsizing, you can easily take a mortgage out against your home, and you would end up being a cash buyer at the negotiating table. That's a really strong position because it does give you the most leverage because it's just the buyer and the seller at the table.
What if you don't have enough resources? You don't have enough to be the cash buyer. What are your other options?
Yeah, you know, and it's not easy to save these days. I've seen some surveys that show that, you know, half of Americans have less than $1,000 of savings in their account. And so, you know, it can get really tough to try to afford a home with that little bit in your account. And that's why both North Dakota and Minnesota have programs to help buyers with those down payments.
Wow. So there are a lot of different loans available as well. And you touched on this. It's hard to save. I blame Starbucks. My obsession with it. But there are ways. Could you expand a little bit more on some of the programs or options that if someone comes to you and is like, I want this house, but I have no savings?
Yeah, well, you know, and I've heard with those programs through the state, some people are getting in homes with as little as $500 down.
Wow.
And that's not all. If you're a qualifying military member, you can get a VA loan where all you do is you sign for the loan payment and you walk away with the home. And if you are looking to get something maybe in the rural area just outside of Fargo or Moorhead, you can do that as well through the USDA or rural loans.
Should people consider that a little bit more than they do? Sometimes you get very focused on Fargo, but there are some great options just outside of town.
Yep, there sure are.
So we can't be cash buyers. We aren't going with the conventional loan. Are those some of the government loans that we should be going for?
Yes, government loans are a great option. At the negotiating table, they are considered generally a weaker loan. But there's nothing to worry about. They're very common. A lot of people who can still qualify for conventional loans still opt to go for like the FHA because you need so much less down and the interest rates are extraordinarily competitive.
Wow.
And can people ask you, I mean, you can talk to your banker as well, but can they ask you as well if they're kind of confused as to where to get started?
Yeah, a realtor's job is to not just to open doors and show houses, but also to help, you know, with the whole process. So, you know, talking to your realtor, asking them, you know, where can I start, what should I do, they can definitely help with that whole process.
You told us, too, before the show started that things have been heating up. So if people want to get into a new home, how can they reach out to you?
Yeah, well, my name's Conrad J. Klinkhammer. You can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/Conrad Fargo, and my website is conradfargo.com.
Perfect.
Great.
Thank
Good
you.
stuff.
All right, we'll have more to come here on North Dakota Today when we come back.